Hi, I'm Becky with Embodiment Works, and today we are going to be doing a short 30-minute flow, all focused on connecting a little bit deeper to the third eye chakra. So, third eye is said to be the space between your eyebrows. So, it is the vision that you see when you close down your physical eyes. So, seeing into the other side or to the beyond. That is what the third eye connects us into. And it's one of the first of the two, it's considered an upper chakra, but it's the third eye. And what we'll do for our last one, which is the crown, are really the beginning of our deep connection from the physical body into spirit. So, what this chakra aligns to is one of my favorites, which is light. And a lot of times I always end my classes um, pulling in that element of light in my sign off. So, something that we'll pull in today. So, we'll be making some connection to that space with just a quick little flow, but knowing that we are pulling together all of the elements that we have been working on through the chakra series. So, we've started with that earthy root, the watery sacral, moving into the fiery solar plexus, the airy heart, and then the communication throat ether, which is one of the non-elements, as well as light, also a non-element. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started in a seated meditation. So find that nice comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. And today for practice, we will be utilizing a block. So if you don't have a block, don't worry, you don't actually need one. But if you do have a block, I will demonstrate one of our postures at the end with a block. So once you find that nice comfortable seat, go ahead and settle into the nice comfortability of your hip bones. And then close the eyes, roll the shoulders down the back. And then take a nice filtering breath in through your nose. Right out through your mouth. One more just like that. Breathe in. And exhale, let it go. Just let yourself sink in to the stillness, dropping the thoughts, and to notice the sounds around you. Noticing the parts of the body that are connecting you to the earth, the parts of the body that are lifting you away from the earth. We're going to start today with a full body scan, feeling the feet, the bottoms, the tops, the lower legs, the knees, the femur bones, the large leg muscles that surround them, the booty, the pelvis, the low belly, the low back, the mid back, upper abdomen, the rib cage on the front of the body and on the back of the body. Noticing where each rib meets into the spine. Moving the awareness up the back body into the shoulders. Feeling the blades, the delts, the upper arm, the lower arm, down into the hands, noticing each of your fingers, or just the ones that stick out a little bit more, call a little bit more attention. And trickling that awareness back up the arm, into the heart space. Through the column of the neck, cylindrical nature, into the jaw, noticing the teeth, letting the tongue drop away from the roof of the mouth. And bringing some awareness into the cheeks and the eyes. And dropping into that third eye, space right in between your eyebrows, the middle of the forehead. Allowing your awareness to sit right there. As they say in Sanskrit, Ajna Chakra. Softening the physical vision, highlighting the internal vision. And then when you're ready, slowly start to open the eyes. Come back into this space. A little bit more awareness into that third eye. Allow yourself to move out from your bolster or block if you are up on one. And then gently, we're going to keep that nice concentration into the third eye by starting in a big child's pose. So bring the third eye right onto the mat. Sink the hips towards the heels. And then soften the nose down. Grounding the third eye, that internal vision. Connecting it to the earth. And here we'll start to tap into our Ujjayi breath. Let's take a big breath in through your nose. Big sighing exhale through your mouth. And then sealing your lips in through your nose and out through your nose. Breathing in, releasing and letting go. Surrendering into the posture. Surrendering the arms, the hips, the vision. And then when you're ready, gently inch your arms out and forward. You're going to pull yourself forward into a tabletop posture. Tuck your toes underneath and lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in, a full breath out. Inhale and exhale. On that next inhale, you're going to sweep your right leg up into the air. Exhale, you're going to bring your knee towards your nose or as close as you can and then step it up in between your hands. Dropping your back heel down to the mat, we're going to find a warrior one. So ensuring you've got enough space between your heels so that your hips have room to breathe. And then inhale, you're going to sweep your arms up into the air. And with your arms up into the air, we're going to find eagle arms. So for this, you're going to bring your left arm underneath your right. Now, if eagle arms doesn't work in your system, then you can bring your left arm underneath your right and drop your left hand onto your right shoulder and your right hand onto your right shoulder. So you're in kind of a variation of eagle arms, is what it will kind of look like. But if you want to take the double bind with your arms, you will cross them underneath, and then you'll bring so that your hands can touch towards each other. Now, the palms of your hands won't touch exactly, just because anatomically that doesn't work. But once you find those eagle arms, allow yourself to bend into that right knee, push out through the knife edge of the back foot, plugging the right hip bone back. Take a full inhale in, full exhale out. On your next inhale, you're going to lift your elbows up just slightly, pull the low belly in, soften the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, you're going to drop those arms and those eagle arms into a variation of what we call humble warrior, bowing the head below the heart. It's a big stretch into your legs here. So if you're white knuckling with your toes, can you soften? Just soften it down. Taking one more full inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, you're going to sweep your arms back up into your eagle arms. You're going to take your back left foot and you're going to step it forward into a one-leg Tadasana. Now, if you need to touch down in between and then float that leg like you're floating the left leg up onto an interior big box, you can. But once you have it, you'll stay with your eagle arms and your one-leg Tadasana, stacking your bones. Shoulders over hips, hips over knee and ankle. And then from here, we're going to take an eagle pose. You're going to take your right leg and you're going to bring it up over your left. Yeah. And you'll squeeze your legs together. Now, if the double wrap here doesn't work in your body, which my legs don't double wrap, I just allow my left ankle to rest against my right calf. But if that's a little too much on the balance challenge, you can always drop the toes down so you have your left toes on the ground, and that can give you a little bit more stability. Notice which variation you need, and then whatever one you are, can you bend the knees a little bit and sink a little bit deeper into the posture? Lifting the elbows up in line with the shoulders, stacking the shoulders back over the hips. And then just breathe right here. And if you fall out of the posture, that's okay. Just let yourself come back in. If you need to adjust at any time and drop the arms out of those full eagle arms, or drop into the kickstand with your toe, you can. Then on your next inhale, you're going to unravel your arms, your legs, come up into a big full mountain pose, reach your arms up to the sky, and exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale, half lift, bring your hands to your shins, lifting halfway, allowing the top half of the body to be parallel to the ground. Then gently landing your hands, stepping back into a high plank. On that next inhale, you'll shift you forward. You can drop those knees if you like for the first one. Exhale, lower halfway into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, roll over the tops of your feet, floating the thighs away from the ground, lifting the chest up towards the sky, softening the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back. Full inhale, full exhale. One more big full breath. Let it all go. This time we're going to take that left foot, bring it up in between our hands. Curling the knee to the nose first and then stepping it up in between. When you feel ready, you'll drop that back right heel down to the mat. Again, allowing those feet to be on those railroad tracks so that you've got a nice space in between for your hips. And then inhale, sweep the upper body up. You're coming in to your warrior one, Virdrasana one. And for this one, we're going to find our eagle arms with our right arm under. So you bring your right arm under your left, allowing the hands to touch whatever way works. Again, you can grab the opposite shoulders if that works better for you. Then plug that left hip bone back, push out through the knife edge of that back foot so you can inner spiral that back thigh down towards the ground. And then just breathe right here. Breathe into the back of your heart. That big stretch through your shoulders. And then from here, we're going to find just a little baby back bend. So pull the low belly up and in, start to lift the elbows up and away. Find that little baby back bend. And then exhale, dropping the hands inside of that left leg. Again, lowering the chest. Dropping the head to be below the heart. Soften with those toes. Trust your feet and your legs to hold you here. You've got it. Just breathe. If you wobble a little bit, that's perfectly all right. Exactly where you need to be. Then on your inhale, you're going to gently lift back up with those eagle arms. Big transition here. Pushing off of that right foot, you're going to step the right foot forward into your one leg Tadasana. And then again, if you need to touch down in between and then lift up into that one leg Tadasana, feel free. And once you've got the stack of your bones, stack your shoulders over your hips over your ankle. And this is a point where you can find what we call a drisky, a point of focus. So something unmoving in front of you that can give you something to focus on. And then from here, we'll take that eagle pose, holding that vision on whatever is that unmoving point, bringing that right leg over, and then starting to bend into those knees. You can always take that kickstand variation if you need. And if you fall out like me, just come back in. Bending into the knees, lifting those elbows in line with the shoulders, breathing, softening through the toes. One more full inhale right here. And on that next inhale, unwind, stand into your mountain pose, maybe give those legs a little shake. Exhale, fold down. Release it out. Inhale, half lift, extend it long, find your length right here. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back to your high plank. You can always drop those knees if you need, but if you're ready, shift it forward. Lower halfway into your chaturanga. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lifting up into your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. We're going to do that same little flow on each side. Inhale your right leg up into the air. Exhale, knee to nose, step it all the way forward. Ground the back heel. Inhale, sweep up, warrior one. Left arm under with your eagle arms. Inhale, lift up just slightly. Exhale, hinge forward, humble warrior. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, stand back up into your warrior one with eagle arms. Pressing off of that left foot, lift up into your one leg Tadasana. Find that point of focus, that unmoving point. Lift the elbows in line with the shoulders and sit into your eagle posture. 3 breaths right here. You've got it. Stay with the breath. Shoulders over hips. And on that next inhale, unwind and lower it all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant those hands, step it back. Find the vinyasa here. Lowering halfway, squeezing the arm bones into the body. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg up into the air. Exhale, knee to nose, step it all the way forward. Ground that back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Bringing your right arm under this time. Inhale, lift up and back, little baby back bend. Exhale, dropping into your humble warrior with eagle arms. On that next inhale, standing it back up, pressing out through the knife edge of that back foot. Inhale, stand up into your one leg Tadasana. Exhale, sitting into your eagle, finding that one unmoving point of focus. You've got those couple of breaths right here in the hold. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant those hands, step it back. Find the vinyasa here. We're going to move through that one flow just one more time on each side. Moving breath to movement. So take a full inhale in, full exhale out. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, step it all the way forward. Veer one legs. Inhale, stand it up. Left arm under eagle arms. Inhale, lift it up and back. Exhale, hinge forward, humble warrior, surrendering to the self. Inhale, standing up. into your one leg Tadasana, pushing off of the back foot, finding that point of focus. There you go. And then sitting down into your eagle pose, left leg over. Again, you've got those 3 full, strong Ujjayi breaths right here. Using all of the elements that we've learned, pulling them up. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, vinyasa. Lowering halfway into your chaturanga. Inhaling for your up dog. Exhaling for your down dog. Final side right here. Last full breath in. Last exhale right here in your down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, step it all the way forward. Drop that back heel down. Inhale, warrior 1. Right arm under, this time find those eagle arms. Inhale, little baby back bend. Exhale, hinge into your humble warrior. On that next inhale, lifting back up, stepping forward into your one leg Tadasana. Exhale, sitting down into your eagle pose. Find that point of focus. Last little bit of effort. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant those hands, step it back, high plank. Inhale, shifting forward. Final chaturanga, lowering halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, open heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Gently dropping down onto your knees and sinking back into that child's pose, just like we started the flow. Softening out through the shoulders, let the shoulders feel kind of funky from all those eagle poses, and you want to sweep the hands back towards the heels. That's always a great option. And then just surrender in. We're going to slow everything down. Still breathing in and out through the nose. And even though the activity and the breath to movement has slowed, we still want to stay very connected to the pranayama, the life force. You've got 3 more breaths right here. And then on that next inhale, you're going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Just lift your chest away. So you're going to walk forward onto the mat, grab that block, and you're going to sit down onto your booty. And we're going to roll all the way down onto our backs. And then from here, you're going to have your block on what we call the second height. This is the first height, the flat height. This is the second height. And then this is the tallest height, or the third height. So we will be on the second height. So we're going to be putting pressure of the body onto the top of the second height. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to do what is called legs up the wall. Now, if you have a wall near you, you may want to pull your mat over to it and actually put your legs up the wall. It feels great. Now, if you don't have a wall that's available for you, that's okay. And there's a couple ways you can do this posture. You can either just float the legs up in the air, and this is sometimes called waterfall pose, and this is great. This is a perfect posture just to allow yourself to kind of sink in. But if you want a little bit more here, we'll actually start in a restorative bridge. So you're going to push down into your feet. You're going to lift your hips up into the air, slide your block on that medium height underneath your sacrum, that triangle bone at the base of the spine. And then from here, sweep the legs up into the air to float. And again, if you have the wall and even if you have the block and you want to combine them together, you can. So notice what variation you want to play with. And sometimes you got to kind of walk your hips onto the block so it feels just right. And then from there, keep the throat nice and open, soften the shoulders, and let it all fall down into the hips and the heart. And I invite you to close the eyes. Just really soften in to the shape. And if for some reason or at any point the legs floating up without wall support doesn't really work or they get too heavy, you can always bend at the knees and drop the feet down onto the mat. So then you're in more of a restorative bridge. But when we float the legs up into the air, we get to drain all of the blood from the feet down back into the trunk of the body. That can feel kind of funny, but also kind of great. And then sticking with the breath here, in and out through the nose. Again, closing down the physical eyes, creating more of a connection to the third eye. You may have a little bit more of a physical awareness into the third eye after doing that long child's pose, feeling the mat connecting to the forehead. We got about 3 more breaths right here. And gently start to bend at the knees. And slowly let the blood drain back into the feet. Feel them get nice and warm and tingly. And then when you're ready, you'll slowly lower the feet onto the mat, one at a time. And then gently bring hand onto the block, lift the hips away, lower the hips down one vertebrae at a time until the sacrum makes connection to the mat. Now you can stay here with your knees bent, or you can extend your legs into a more traditional corpse pose of Shavasana. Notice what works for you. Then bring your hands on either side, palms facing up, whether your legs are straight or knees are bent. And take one full deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. I'll pull you out. About a minute. Please start to wiggle those fingers and toes. Bring your feet together, sweep your arms up overhead, long full body stretch. Exhale, knees to chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. And roll on to your left side using your left arm as a pillow. Thank yourself for showing up here on your mat today. Humbly bow into yourself. And then when you're ready, come up into a nice comfortable seat. Hands to heart center, thumbs to sternum. Big full breath in. Big sighing exhale out. Hands to your third eye, the space between your brows. The light, the dark, and the love in me. Honor and bow to the light, the dark, and the love in you. Together we bow forward. If you feel so inclined, you can say, Namaste. Thank you so much. My name is Becky with Embodiment Works. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them into the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you feel a little bit more connected to your third eye.